Hey, welcome to the show. We're here at Orillas with Julio and Jennifer. Hi, guys. How are you? Yeah, good. This is so much fun. You've been on before. They were kicking off the 2013 song. You're not. This is your first time.
This is first time demoing, yes.
Right. Let's just like credential, right? Chopped, Master Chef, winner. Chopped. Hey, but it was not fair. The other guy cut his hand, and you tried to lend some aid.
Be a next time.
Yeah. All right, so this is great. It's a new restaurant from what you were having before when you were on.
That's correct.
Big. It's right up on Market Street. It's nice. Yeah. You guys are in charge, and we're doing tapas today.
We are. We're going to show you a little Valentine's sexiness.
Yeah. Because if you think about it, you could just, I would personally not cook on Valentine's. I'd call and get a reservation here and let you guys do it, and then take the credit for having such a smart brain as to call.
That's what I do.
Thank you. That's what I would do. But if you want to try this at home, you're going to show them how to not screw up a risotto.
Exactly. Not screw up a risotto and not screw up a scallop. Those are the two things that people think are so impossible to cook.
Right. Well, if you watch Hell's Kitchen, they are impossible to cook because he always throws them back to everybody.
Yes, Chef Ramsay definitely does not give a thumbs up to many people on their risotto. It's one of the fortunate ones that he actually said he would serve it in his restaurant, so I felt pretty good about that. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with that. Oh, wait, first, what are the hours?
Here we do Monday through Friday, we do lunch and dinner. Lunch is from 11:30 to 2:30, and then dinner starts at 5 till 10. And then we open on Saturdays from 5 o'clock to 11 o'clock.
Yeah, are you guys doing banquets and stuff yet?
Sundays.
You doing catering? You doing all that for us?
We do a lot of catering outside. We do lunches. We also do full meals. We do private dinners. We've done a few weddings, wedding receptions, and we have the facility here to do that too. So
nice.
Yeah,
very
it's
nice.
a lot of fun.
I'm telling you, this is big. You can throw a wedding in here. You could have a party. There's an upstairs, a big downstairs.
We did our rehearsal dinner here, and one of our employees actually did their actual reception here. So it's versatile.
Nice.
Very versatile.
Okay, go ahead. Start.
Perfect. So we're just going to add a little bit of oil into our pan. We're going to add a boreal rice.
Boreal
rice. That's the key when you're making a good risotto. Now, the big thing you want to make sure that you remember is that you've got nice high heat. Now, we're using a little burner, but you want to make sure you have a nice high heat because you want to get it coated and then let it toast. So you know that smell when you're putting toast in the oven? Mm-hmm. And it kind of has that nice aroma? That's what you're looking for. So we're going to let this toast up.
Okay, so the purpose of toasting the rice prior to soaking it is what? Just that it'll taste better? It's just a step?
To coat it with oil.
To coat it with oil,
yeah.
And it'll also help with that flavoring.
So as the rice is blooming and it's cooking with the liquid, it forms a shield on the outside of the actual membrane of the arboreal rice, and it keeps it from getting mushy.
Okay, cool.
So it keeps it al dente.
Keeps it al dente, nice.
Exactly.
That's a culinary explanation right there.
Yeah.
Thank you. I needed it.
Now, the other big thing that a lot of people tend to do, they pull out their metal utensils. Mm-hmm. Throw these in the garbage when you're doing risotto. You want to make sure you have either a wooden spoon or heat-resistant plastic. Those are your two items that are allowed in this risotto pan ever.
That's it?
That's it.
We'll have a reaction between the metal and the rice?
You'll have a reaction, a metallic taste to it, and it definitely, you don't want that when you're cooking your risotto.
No.
You want that nice clean flavor. So as you can see, it's toasting up. See how it's getting nice and toasty down in there?
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to add our shallots. Shallots and garlic.
Right.
You can't go wrong with both of these.
No,
These
they're
are like
both
my
good. Aromatics.
favorite two things to put in. And Julio is actually going to show you, if you want to cut an onion and use the entire onion, exactly how to do it.
Because I throw away most of the onion.
Yeah. So here I have a section of a red onion, and one of the easiest ways to do it is that, obviously this is not a whole onion, but you would take it, cut it at the ends, take the skin off, then cut it in half so it has a flat surface, and then you go against the grain over here, as you can see. And then what I do is I go down, and then I would go down again, and down again, and then I just separate the slices. So basically we have another flat surface right now here. And what you do then is you come across with the knife like so, and you start like this, and instead of chopping the onion over and over again, you end up with small pieces that are evenly cut, and it makes it very, very simple to actually cut an onion.
Nice.
So, for garnish, we decided to do more of a sliced onion.
Right.
So same process here. I would take the other side of the onion, which is the easiest way, and I would take the end of it off, so it's got a nice clean surface to it. Sorry about that. And then you basically go down again real thin, real thin. You can go thinner than that if you like. And then basically, you take it and you separate it. And that's the way they usually do that in a salad at a restaurant. They keep the even pieces nice and pretty small. So
that's a great
tip. Simple way of doing it.
I mean, because that way, like, how many people have you seen? Myself, I'm,
well, yeah.
you know, bap, 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 and then bap, 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 all the way through.
The traditional way, you take it and you slice the onion this way, and then you come across this way.
Right.
First of all, you need to have a knife that is sharp as all can be so you can shave yourself with it. And then secondly, I mean, most people, we have to spend a lifetime to have that kind of level of culinary talent. So I think this is an easy way, and that's why you see a lot of companies building all these little gadgets and gizmos that make it all easy, where you like the bullet where you're squeezing it and doing that, or you put it in a rubber coupe and you slice it thin. But this is a simple way. You don't have to get that fancy.
Yeah, people shouldn't be afraid of knives.
No. You get a nice knife at, your local cutlery place, and,
nice sharp. It's got to be sharp.
And it's got to be sharp.
A dull knife will cut you sooner than a sharp knife.
Yeah.
I've learned that.
And buy a nice knife. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Investing in a good knife. Knives last. It could last a lifetime. And investing in a good knife is a very important thing. So, anyways.
So where are we at here?
So now we're toasted up. Now we're going to add the beautiful red color, which going into
for
the
Valentine's
holiday. We're going to get your beets. So we have beautiful red beets in here. Just for a quick second, just going to toss them around, kind of coat, again, the rice to get an even distribution of that color.
And if you wanted to make a nice and bright red, you take some of the beets and liquefy them. You can puree them.
Yeah.
And instead of using more chicken stock, you can kind of replace the stock with a little bit of vegetable juice or beet juice.
Yeah, right.
So that's one way. Or you can use red wine. Here we're using white wine, but you can use red wine if you like.
Can't go wrong with wine,
I love white wine.
So we're just going to deglaze. Now the big thing that people always do when they have risotto is they put too much liquid in at the beginning. So what my little trick is that I get the risotto kind of laid out in the total bottom of the pan and just barely cover it.
Okay.
And let it do its thing.
Okay.
Don't touch it.
Because it's
Don't
like a cup of risotto, and then you just keep adding water every time it absorbs it, or liquid, I should say, not water. But every time it absorbs, you add more.
You add just a little bit more, and the liquid will actually help flavor the rice. So that's why we use both chicken stock and wine. Mm-hmm. We make our own stock here in house, but you can always use store-bought.
Right, I would.
Or if you're going to use, if you want to have a little bit more of a seafood flavor, you can use a little bit of a seafood stock. It'll give it that nice deep flavor in there,
right.
Along with doing a scallop or
too.
shrimp or lobster. You can
do clam juice, lobster stock.
Now, what's the name of this dish that we're doing? It's on your menu.
This is actually a combination of what we're doing actually for our Valentine's menu.
Right.
It's our scallop risotto with beets.
With beets, good.
Yep. So coming in, get that nice and high.
The other thing you can do if you want to maintain temperature at home, sometimes people don't have these high power burners at home, is that you can take the stock and heat it up. Bring it to a boil.
Good idea.
That way it's already warm, and then you can ladle it slowly into the separate pan that you have your arborio rice or your risotto cooking.
Gotcha.
You know?
All right, we should take a quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll finish. Is that good?
Yep.
We got time? Okay.
Yep.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. So what's like normally the total time that it takes to make this?
You can do risotto. I mean, at the restaurant here, we actually do it in probably about half the time that a home cook would probably do it.
Sure.
But I would probably say it takes about 15, 18
minutes.
minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. It just depends on, again, how much risotto you're making, how much surface area you have, because that's what's going to actually create that boil.
So the bigger the pan, the quicker it would go?
The thinner, exactly.
The
thinner the layer of risotto, the quicker it's going to cook for you.
Awesome.
But obviously, with most home kitchens, you can't get a giant pan.
Because you end up with a larger cooking surface.
Right.
If you cook it in a smaller pan, the bottom of it starts to burn, the top of it stays gooey.
Yeah.
So nothing's cooking evenly, and that's the whole point of cooking risotto in a rondeau, if you want to call it, which is the French term, or in a big saute pan, or an old clad pan like they have now with a sautoir, where you can actually get all that nice surface, and then everything starts to cook evenly. And as you go, it'll make the process shorter, one, and you'll end up with a much nicer product at the end. And your friends are going to be very impressed by it.
Nice.
That's what.
This is the impressive dish when your guests come over. This is something that everyone always fears, risotto, and you can really demystify it. Now I just added a little bit of butter. I like that richness and creaminess in there. Mm-hmm. So you can see we're coming down here. We add a little bit more chicken stock. And then we're going to add a touch of cream to really give it that creaminess. People always ask, how do you get it so creamy? I love to add Parmesan cheese too.
Right.
Sometimes
No.
he doesn't always add Parmesan. Too much Parmesan cheese. I'm more of the cheesy girl, so I like that.
Or mascarpone cheese.
Mascarpone.
Ooh, that would be
Which
good.
makes it really, really elastic, if you want to call it, nice and creamy.
That would be
So,
good.
gives the risotto nice legs, you know?
Yeah.
Cool that it has that whole,
Stick
like,
out.
yeah.
All right, so we're just gonna let that finish off there. I'm gonna let it come down a little bit more. See how it's just covering that rice. We want a little bit less liquid in there when we add. And we're adding that cream to it.
That's a beautiful color. The beets are like really, you know.
And you can do this with anything. We've done it with pumpkin squash.
Ooh,
We've
nice.
done it with, like I said, love it for lobster.
Corn, carrots.
We can do corn.
Anything you can, cauliflower, you can liquefy cauliflower and just infuse the risotto with it, so.
So you can get really creative. I call it risotto, it's a base. It's kind of like your basic pasta. And then you add what flavors you really love into it. I love putting peas in there, prosciutto in there. It's really just a blank palette, and it
Ooh,
will
that would
mask.
be good too.
Yeah.
That would be good too. Prosciutto and peas, that would be really good.
If you have a kid that loves rice,
Yeah.
this is the next step for them to introduce, a
Oh, that's what
vegetable
I'm going to
into
do.
it.
My daughter loves rice. What a great
Loves
idea.
rice.
Yeah.
You can, let's make it red tonight, and you can get them to dump in some of that.
I don't know if she likes the beet part.
Or
But
if you're home alone, you want to make it for your pets, you can do that too. Appreciate it.
yeah. What, a
I'm sure
pampered
the
pet?
cat's not going to complain when you get a prosciutto and be like, wow,
Wow.
he really loves me. I love him.
The last piece to a good risotto is seasoning. Everyone always forgets to season their risotto.
Right.
So here at the restaurant, we actually don't use black pepper.
No.
We don't.
In anything?
In anything. Black pepper does not exist in this restaurant.
You don't like it?
I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like white pepper. I don't like black pepper. We use pimenton d'Espelette, which is a pepper from the Pyrenees. It has its own DO. It's smoky and a little spicy.
So what I thought was paprika is...
Pimenton d'Espelette.
Right.
And it's from
I'm
the
not going to try to
Pyrenees,
say
so-
that. I'm going to the Pyrenees pepper. I
It's
can go there.
indigenous from Mexico, and it was brought from the New World to the Old World by the Spaniards, and they actually claimed it, and now it has its own DO.
Nice.
The other key to risotto is you want to taste it. That's going to tell you if
Sure.
you need more stock, or if you need more wine, and you just want to continue to taste it. So it needs a little bit more stock, so we're just going to add that in there. And what you're looking for, as Julio had talked about, the al dente. So you
Al
want
dente.
just a little bit of crunch to it.
Crunch in the middle.
A little bit of bite to it. So get that down. My favorite part, the Parmesan cheese.
Everything is better with cheese.
Everything is better with cheese. Cheese is better with cheese.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna get that down. And you just really just want to let it cook. And literally, what 8 minutes, 9 minutes, we're almost there. A few more minutes of just putting a little bit more
Finish
stock
the
into that.
touch.
And we'll be good to go.
Oh, cool. So we should take a break and we'll come back and this will be done.
Yep.
And then we'll do the scallop and plate.
Sear off the scallop, plate it up,
Good.
and you can have a sexy meal in half an hour. Or you come see us and you can have it in 22
5 minutes, right? This is now there.
This is there. Yes. So now we're just gonna swap out for our scallop. Key to a good seared scallop, hot pan.
Hot pan.
Hot pan. You
Gotta have a
get
hot
this
pan.
screaming hot. So just gonna sear it.
Hand burningly hot.
Pan burningly hot, yes. So usually about a minute and a half, you're gonna caramelize the whole bottom, okay? What does that mean?
I mean, it's a nice dark color.
You got it.
Attaboy.
There you go. So then I like to, see that's the nice pretty dark color, right?
Yeah.
So then I'm gonna add
You have to do a little more
little
seasoning.
piece of
Yeah.
piece of butter.
Butter.
Get that going. I'm just gonna flip my scallop. Now, usually what I'll do at this point if I was at home, put it into the oven.
Oh, wow.
Put
Without
it
a
into
flip?
the oven without flipping it.
Okay.
That'll get that really nice and seared on the bottom. When I bring it out, I'm gonna flip it. And this is how you get all this beautiful yumminess on it.
So it's okay to use metal now. We're good.
Metal's okay now. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
good,
A
good.
nice spoon.
Just no risotto.
Not in the risotto, no, because it'll actually pick it up. So you just want to spoon your butter right over the top of this.
Yeah.
And literally, if you put this into the oven, when it comes back out, you're 30, 45 seconds, and you're done.
In the oven for that long, 30 seconds, 40 seconds?
In
and
the
you're
oven
done?
for about a minute,
Okay.
pull it off, pull it out. Another 30 to 40 seconds on the top of the stove. Your scallop's done.
Total cooking time for a perfect scallop is about
3 minutes.
3 minutes for everybody.
That's correct.
3 minutes. Because otherwise then it gets too rubbery.
Okay.
So you
yeah, you
wanna
hate
let
rubbery.
You want to let it cook all the way through. So now we're just going to, Julio already put together our garnish for the top.
Right.
So we've
Little
got...
what do you call that? There's apple? Frisee? That's what I'm trying to
It's
think.
julienne of apple, julienne of red onion, and baby arugula.
There you go. That's not even where I was going, but
It's all good.
arugula, frisee, it's all
the same. It's lettuce.
it's lettuce.
Yeah. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to put this beautiful risotto, which... There we go. Then you're gonna get a little bit more of that butter. I like my scallops nice and buttery, so.
Sure. You can't go wrong with butter.
Everything's better with butter. So our beautiful scallop just on top there.
Oh,
And
wow.
we're gonna let Julio go ahead and garnish off there. So the reason that we did this, we have a little bit of vinegar actually in that slaw. So the creaminess of the scallop will basically balance off really nicely with the crunch of the apple, the onion, and then that beautiful vinegar to kind of clean the palate.
Cool. So you've done everything that they always talk about on all the cooking shows. You've got different textures, you've got different colors, you've got different things for your palate. You balance things. It's a beautiful thing.
Exactly.
And then we usually
And
have
the
a nice,
prettiness.
a prettiness, you know, when you go to the table, you always want to make sure you have a little bit of the eye peeling. Eat with your eyes first. I always say that to everybody.
That's what
And then
nobody
you
does
eat
at
with your
home.
palate.
Nobody does that at home. They just like slap it on, pull the microwave film off
Not
it,
me.
and give it to you. No, you guys do it right. You're chefs. I'm saying I do it right myself.
There you go.
Other people. All right, so that's great. This is the risotto dish with the seared scallop. And we will do now what's the next dish?
The next dish we're going to do is gambas al ajillo, which is a dish that we're probably known for from the beginning. So I guess it'll be my turn to cook now.
Cool. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We flip-flopped, and we're gonna do the dish.
That's correct, gambas al ajillo,
That's right.
which is shrimp cooked in garlic. Traditional Spanish dish across the board. You'll find this in a lot of tapas restaurants. One of those staple dishes that, you know, if they don't have it, they're not Spanish. It's lying to you.
We're just saying the same thing about the pepper
Yeah.
from now on.
Yeah.
But sear the shrimp, you know, on both sides. You don't have to get too crazy with this one.
Now, have these been flavored, the shrimp?
The shrimp is marinated in olive oil, parsley, and garlic.
Okay,
Sort of chimichurri style.
Right.
Marinate, just to infuse some flavor into it. You don't have to,
right.
but I like to.
I would too. If you
adds
like it, I
flavor
like
to
it.
And I'm all about flavor, so most of the time I won't steer you wrong.
Yeah, you have to build the profile.
Exactly. On the next step, we're gonna flip the shrimp over, right? Nice and golden brown. We need high heat again. If it's not smoky, you're not cooking.
Right.
I always tell people that.
And the big thing you want to make sure it's crispy.
Just saying. I'm talking about food.
I've been cooking a long time, man.
All right. So
You don't want to overcook these two, so you want to just make sure you get that sear and flip them.
roasted
You're ready to
peppers,
keep it
right?
in the pan.
Then we're gonna throw a little garlic in there. Against the al ajillo.
El ajillo.
Yeah, which is the shrimp and garlic. And then at this point we can do a little salt and a little pimentón mezcled. And after that comes
I know it does, doesn't
my
it?
favorite part of the dish, which is
Wine.
exactly. You want to get it nice and high. And this is why most of the time when we go out, I don't sit on the stove because I like to cook with fire.
Yeah.
And they go, oh my God, you're smoking my house. And I'm like, I'm sorry, then you don't want me in your kitchen.
That's right.
But when they taste the food, they realize that I'm not just trying to smoke the entire house. A little chicken stock, so we can do a little sauce out of the wine,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And then, this is gonna reduce a little bit. I won't put a lot of chicken stock so we don't have to wait. Let it sit. We don't wanna jerk the pan too much. We want to get reduction out of this, so I learned that a long time ago. Leave the pans alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
It's all that flipping.
That keeps the even heat on it.
Yeah.
Once you start moving the pan up and down,
Yeah.
you're losing the contact with the
True,
heat. So
true.
A lot of times you see people.
I do that a lot. Because I saw it on the, so-
It's cool to some degree, but you have 17 pans going across the board, then you don't want to be jerking them all.
Right.
You want to be able to kind of get into a rhythm, which is the other thing, when you're cooking on a line. And especially in the tapas restaurant where you're getting so many little dishes cooked at the same time.
Right.
Sauté is one of those stations where you actually get like
a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work taken out. And it could be hours and hours and hours just cooking.
So mostly, since we're, can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah, go
while
ahead.
you're cooking? So mostly the theme of the tapas restaurant is you guys come, we come, and you order a bunch of different things and everybody tastes them.
That's correct.
Yep, it basically the whole table kind of gets to experience every dish instead of you just going, oh, I really want this, but I really want that. Now you can have the best of everything.
This and that.
You can have this and that, exactly.
Okay,
So you don't
good.
have to kind of get one full dish. You can taste and sample many dishes.
Many dishes.
Yes.
And
With
have
different
this-
flavors.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing about tapas is the sharing process.
That's cool.
And then some people come in here and they don't want to share. That's fine, but we encourage people to actually get across the board. I get 3, you get 3, she gets 3, and then
Right.
we have 9 dishes on the table now that we can all share and taste.
And
Yeah,
they all come
that's
out at different
perfect.
timing,
Yeah.
which is nice. Tapas traditionally, however they are cooked, that's how they hit the table. So it's not necessarily all 9 dishes are going to hit your table at once.
Right.
So it's kind of I call it an experience
Right.
of food instead
Right.
of just having a meal.
That's cool. So come down here.
So,
Experience.
Come down and experience.
so here we are right here. I'm
Yes.
not going to reduce it anymore. We usually serve it with a little bread on the bottom to collect some of the juice and the flavor that we get from the actual sauce. Very simple dish. There's no fanciness to this. The shrimp goes over the actual bread. And then we take some of the peppers that we cooked. in
It
the
smells
sauce,
really good.
right?
Yeah, the aroma alone is intoxicating.
Yeah.
This is the best part right here. People just kind of go crazy over this. If you clear a plate and you don't ask them before they actually,
Sop it all over.
you might be in trouble.
You might get your hand smacked.
You would be in trouble. Yeah.
And you can actually take this dish right here. And we can add a little piquillo coulis.
Which is a pepper.
It's a roasted pepper emulsion with a little honey, mustard, and olive oil.
Nice.
People always have gluten-free allergies and stuff like that. They're always concerned with the sauces that we make. But I try to make everything without flour, without eggs if I can,
That's
and kind
nice.
of be very simple when we put dishes together. That way we can omit and take things out and still please people and give them a good experience and nice flavorful dishes, which is very difficult for
It
chefs.
is.
I love
It's very cool. Yeah, because I mean,
And
if
this
you
is
think
just
about it.
infused parsley oil, so
Oh, God.
and that's
Colorful
it.
and good.
And we just
The microgreens.
the microgreens are the key to really just kind of set this dish all up.
So you said it was very simple, but by the time it gets to your table, it doesn't look very simple at all.
So the process of it is a one-pan dish. You don't have to get too
Yeah.
crazy. And the process of prepping it, so you can go to the supermarket, get some shrimp, get some garlic. If you have wine at home, get something inexpensive.
Yeah.
Some parsley, and regular over-the-counter either blended oil or olive oil. Nothing too fancy because you're cooking out of it. And then some canned roasted peppers. If you don't want to spend the time roasting them. And the microgreens are optional. You can just do regular chopped parsley over it, and that's it.
That'll be good too. All right, so we're gonna come back to a dessert, right?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna taste some, and then I'm gonna have dessert. And you're gonna be jealous, so come on back. Okay, welcome back. We brought the dessert out. Now this is an invention of your own.
Yeah, it's a flourless chocolate bouchon with dulce de leche, brandied cherries, and then a cocoa cream or chantilly with a little white chocolate cigar and a little sprig of mint.
And you've
So-
made all this.
Yes, we make it in-house. We were looking through books a couple of years ago, and I found this book from Thomas Keller, and I saw the book, and it was titled Bouchon. So Bouchon means cork in French, and then here was a recipe for a little chocolate, wine cork. So I made it. I served it as a special. It became a hit, and then after that, we kind of mutated the dish a little bit to kind of go with the restaurant. And we added the dulce de leche, which is a reduction of milk that is almost caramelized with sugar,
Right.
and a little bit of vanilla. And then the cherries are from France, and they're marinated in French brandy So this is an adult dessert.
This is
not
the
for
best part.
children.
That's the best part of the
I
dessert.
was thinking,
kids.
and for your kids, remember, they might pass out. And then the whipped cream is very easy. It's just a whipped cream with cocoa powder, a simple syrup made out of a little sugar, and you can add some ginger if you want or other things to it. We keep it kind of simple. And then we garnish that with a little chocolate cigar.
Yeah, nice. You know what though? I noticed this theme that keeps running through everything
Yeah.
that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Is you guys have ingredients that are all the finest ingredients. I mean,
Yes.
we have a pepper from Spain. We have cherries from France. We have all these different things that
That's right.
normally are not on other people's menus here in Wilmington.
That's correct.
Right, our preserved lemons, I mean, it's something, it's another ingredient that we use here a lot. And people always ask, oh my gosh, the lemons here are so good. Why are they so good? Well, they're preserved lemons. We get them in special. We actually break them down here in-house, so.
See, that's cool.
So
I
we
was
take
always-
pride sourcing
Yeah.
product out and making sure that it's the highest quality and the best that it could be, which is important to me. You know, when people eat the dishes, you know, they're still simple, so there's nothing to really cover them up.
Right.
So you have to have the best, or else the moment it hits the plate and it goes out, it's either going to come back or people are going to say, this is not what I was expecting. So for us as chefs, we really take pride in the food that we make and the stuff that we serve at the restaurant and wherever else we go. I mean, and we want to impress people and leave them with good thoughts and,
Yeah.
and then remembering us, you know, for the
Sure.
for the beautiful dishes that we made. And you know, if you look across the board, they're very simple too. There's not a lot of components to every dish. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
There might be
Right.
a little bit of technique and process to it, but for the most part, everything is very pure and everything is very clean. So you could easily make them at home
Right.
if you wanted to spend the time making them. And it's not going to take you hours, you know, but
Right.
it'll take you a little bit of
I
time.
think I could try these two. I don't know about this one. I think
It's
that was
very
a little
easy.
out of my
It's
league.
It's very easy. It
very
is
easy.
actually very easy.
If
but-
you have a KitchenAid at your house, you can mix it all in the KitchenAid, and then you get a piping bag. You buy the molds in Willings and Sonoma. You know,
Yeah.
mold them in
Well,
there,
maybe I
and you
could do
bake
it
them in
then.
the oven. They bake in 18 minutes. Very simple. The dulce de leche, you can buy it at the supermarket if you like, and the rest of the stuff you can get it too. Very simple.
All right, cool. So people should call for reservations, or is it walk-in available?
We highly recommend reservations,
Yes.
especially on show nights,
Mm-hmm.
and early on show nights. If you want to come in before the show, let us know that you're coming in for the show so we can make sure that we do get you out in time to go see the show on time.
Perfect.
And we do strongly recommend them for lunch also. We're open for lunch. People like to come in and get in and out and
In
have
and
that
out.
nice quick lunch. So.
All right. All right. Well, we're out of time. This has been Orillas on Market Street. Julio, Jennifer, thank you so much for letting us in. Letting us
Always
come
our
back.
pleasure.
Thank you so much. Guys, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.